It is January 24th, 2011. Welcome to the Gamers Table. We will be reviewing Cyclades.
It's a very, very well produced game. Very incredible artwork. Over the top artwork.
The goal of the game is to demonstrate the supremacy of your parent city by being the first player to have 2 metropolises at the end of a cycle. To do this, the game takes place over a series of cycles during which the players will, first, gather their revenue in gold pieces, production of their islands, and seafaring commerce. Then make offerings to the gods. Your auction, you got your gods track there. It will sometimes be necessary to spend much in order to gain the favor of the gods of your choice. Zeus, you watch people on Zerg Zeus all the time. Finally, defending on the god whose favor you obtain. Perform the action specified to that god. Each god has a free action, while others can only be used by spending more of one's precious gold pieces. The goal of each player is to own 2 metropolises at the end of a cycle, either by building them and or by conquering them. The game ends at the end of a cycle if at least one of the players has completed this objective. If multiple players reach this goal in the same cycle, then the richest one, whoever has the most gold pieces, wins.
You have to pick the right god, and not all of the gods will be turned over for any one round. So you will choose either Zeus, or Poseidon, or Ares, or Athena, or if you get burned out of all 4 of those, you get Apollo, who basically says, here's some money, you pathetic loser. Now try again.
These guys got it for me for my birthday because they know I like well-produced games, and this thing is just very, very pretty. It also plays very well too, so that's a bonus. It's like excellent game. All the nicely sculpted figures and everything, you'll see all that in Compono Vision and stuff, but the artwork is fantastic.
These are just player screens. Look at the
Beautiful.
individual
Look at the back of the
beautiful
board. Look at this.
artwork.
Even
This
the back
board,
of the board.
You only ever use this side. This is completely nothing. Look at the artwork on the back.
Yeah. Gorgeous game.
This is stuff you not even see.
Yeah, and look at all the cards on the back, the explanation of all the cards.
Oh yes, and this is very
on the back of the player screen.
This is a little confusing if you're not familiar with the game because it's a whole bunch of symbols.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't take long to figure that stuff out though.
Yeah, so basically you've got your gods, you auction for the gods. You each bidding on them. Whoever gets the highest bid on the god gets that god, and each one has their own special ability and everything like that. But there's one god in particular, obviously, the biggest, most powerful one, Zeus. If you get him all the time, or if you let someone get him all the time, they're gonna kick your butt because they're basically controlling who gets what god. You can really mess up the game if you let someone zerg him or get him all the time because he basically controls the bidding.
Is it Amun-Re, the one where you vote on all the different
You don't want the same one all the time.
The mechanic for voting, for bidding, I should say, is the same as in Amun-Re.
Yep.
Whereas if you put your guy down, somebody else can put one behind you, but you can't. As soon as you...
There's the track.
If they put one behind yours, you have to move to a different god.
Put your guy.
So if I put that there, then that one has to go somewhere else.
We got the same color here,
But now that if I decide I want that one, I can go there, and he can go back to the one he had before, and so forth. Then they drive up until you decide you can't afford to pay anymore. Mm-hmm. But if you get Zeus all the time and get the temples, you got all sorts of free gold pieces. So you can say, well, I'm bidding 6 right off the bat. Screw you guys.
The game kind of works like musical chairs. There's not going to be a god for everyone. Someone always ends up with the runner-up
Your
god.
consolation prize, Apollo.
Thanks, Apollo. Why don't you go fly a Viper?
You can build temples with Zeus, and for every temple you got, reduces the cost of buying or renting or whatever you want, using the mythological monsters, the creatures.
Really
and
nice
they're very
sculpts
powerful
for the
too.
Mythological creatures.
Yep, they're very powerful. So yeah, it's not hard to learn. It's a fun game. Just don't let anyone run away with Zeus, because then you're going to be stuck with whatever he
You will be a victim of the Solder Slaughter once again.
Mr.
Grab
Zeus.
If there's any fault to this game, is if you let someone run away with it, they're gone.
Yeah.
They get all the priests, and priests reduce.
You'll learn the hard way in this game.
Gods. Yeah.
Every god has its own favor. With Zeus, you can build temples which help reduce the cost of mythological creatures. Why are you holding it upside down?
You got it upside down.
No,
I got it upside down now.
Yeah, you got it upside down, you silly head.
Sure.
With Zeus, you also get a priest, which helps reduce the cost of future offerings to any god, which is really powerful. Allows you to hold on to your money and do more stuff with your money. Athena, you can buy a philosopher. Or you can...
Unless you're in America, and then you buy a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Or you can buy a university.
Yep. 4 philosophers will get you a metropolis.
Yeah. Philosophers are useless unless you have 4 of them. And then, boom, you get a metropolis.
Yep.
Keep in mind
You only
also,
need 2 to win.
all the buildings that you can create with the gods, when you put 4 of them together, you get a metropolis that way as well.
Yep. They could be anywhere on the board as long as you own 4 different colors.
different kinds, yeah.
Yep.
And then Poseidon, you can get ships and do naval combat, move your ships around, and you can also build a port, which gives bonuses to your ships. And then you have Ares, the only way to have
Fight
combat with your melee dudes, your centurions.
Yes, your centurions, which are the little guys, obviously, and you also have boats. And because this is a game based on the Greek mythology, and there's a lot of water and a lot of islands, you can use your boats to basically make bridges from one island to the next, and then your guys can march across and attack somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
The figures are all unique to the colors, which is just amazing, but it has the one flaw of being a runaway game. There is no catch-up mechanism. If you let somebody get that far ahead and get that powerful, then the game is over.
The mythological creatures can really add a lot of fun to the game, just messing with other players and stuff. They just
they can really
destroy
break the game in certain
like the Kraken
situations.
Here. You place that where a guy's fleet is, they're gone. Bye-bye. Steal people's money with, I think it was the Harpies or something like that. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
be specific, but there's all kinds of cool
They've
things.
done a good job sticking with Greek mythology and making it all hang together.
Yep.
As they're saying with Zeus, it can, if somebody does run away with Zeus, the game starts to become not much fun really quickly, because all of a sudden Zeus gets first pick no matter what, and you guys are just left with what's left over.
Mm-hmm. You got a nice little pamphlet here too to give you a quick summary of the game, so it's nice and handy. And then it gives you an explanation of all the mythological creatures here.
This definitely is rivaling the top-end Fantasy Flight games in its look. And if you've played any Fantasy Flight games, you know these guys are known for top-notch components and really high quality. Cyclades comes up to that standard very well.
The production quality of this game is just off the charts. Like, this is this is just an infantry unit for red.
Mm-hmm.
But the infantry unit from red looks different to the infantry unit from green
down the component vision.
or black. Or
the pieces are unique to each army you've got.
Problem.
Yes,
the problem with
there's,
this.
I think 2 problems.
The
Like
black
first,
ships.
Zeus.
The black ships have 2 sails. Everybody else has 1 sail. Unfortunately, a lot of the black ships, by the time you get them out of the box, one of the sails is broken off, and you only have 1 sail instead of 2. It can be glued back on, but still, it's
they're too small.
It's unfortunate because it's really nice that they went with different components for every color. But
A little too much detail that they're so small. Like the little connections of the sails to the boat is so thin. You know, they're easy to break off. That's 2 disappointments for me for this game. Is like Zeus, letting someone run away with Zeus can just ruin the game for everyone else. And these pieces, like in what was the last one we just did there, Middle Earth Quest.
Yes,
they're brittle. So yeah, they break easily, and a lot of them are broken already. So in my game here.
and it is email time.
Email time.
This email's from Dan. Hey guys, first off, I want to say I think you're doing a great job with your video reviews, so keep it up. Thank you. I look forward to seeing more reviews. Secondly, I would like to make a suggestion regarding the reviews.
Oh no, here it is.
I stumbled across your reviews while researching Arkham Horror, and being relatively new to the game world of board games, I was hoping not only to get a verbal review, but see some sample gameplay along with it. Really, a lot of guys are asking for that. Do you really? Okay, there you go. Leave comments in this one. Let us know how many of you want to see actual gameplay footage of us. Apparently, specifically of Arkham Horror. And do you want us to have to dress up in funny costumes too? We should put a vote on Board Game Geek and see.
No.
Okay, Ken's afraid of it. We gotta do it.
I don't. I'll play a game, but I'm not dressing up, man.
Yeah, you'll have to dress up as your character. I hope you pick Jenny Barnes. We'd like to see you in a dress.
You would?
No. I noticed that you sit with the game pieces laid out on the table in front of you, but I think it would really enhance the review if you were to set up a scenario or two to demonstrate some of the game mechanics as you go. Aside from that suggestion, I think you're doing an excellent job. I find you entertaining to watch, and I think you make some good points about the games you review, so keep doing what you're doing.
We fight enough just to get words in edgewise. Do you think if we put an instructional thing down there, we'd all be grabbing at the pieces trying to explain at the same time?
That's
you
true.
know it would.
Yes. Why have you noticed in the last couple of reviews how one of us will say something and the other one repeats it at the same time?
That never happened.
Oh,
That
no.
never happened.
That never happened.
No.
Email time!
Even time.
Lastly, I think you should review Zombies. It was the game that introduced me to board games beyond the likes of Monopoly and Cluedo, and as such, has a valued place in many of my game nights. Don't have it yet? That's what it is, Cluedo.
I've never heard of that one.
I think that's the British name for Clue, but I could be wrong.
Never
UK
heard of
version.
Zombies.
Zombies I have heard
Any
of.
like schedule?
It's a Twilight Creations game. It's basically similar to Last Night on Earth, where you have a swarm of zombies and you got to escape the town, laying tiles down. It's only like it's inexpensive box, and I'm very tempted to pick it up, and we might be reviewing it soon. You never know. Or you could send it to me for my birthday next month. Once again, keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing more of your work soon. Yes, regards from Dan from England. Okay. So, wrapping up for Cyclades,
Very
since
fun
he
game.
sounds like he's going to give a number any second now.
7 or 7.5, somewhere around there. 7. Just because it's too easy to run away with Zeus and on Board Game Geek, I gave it a 7, but I'm going to give it stick with that. And because the pieces are so brittle, although they're nice and unique, they break easily. So, but other than that, the gameplay is fun and everything like that, so it's not too hard to learn and well thought out, I think.
Cyclades, I give an 8. Would you
That's
like this
okay.
game better if someone didn't run away with Zeus?
Well, that's a big problem with the game.
Well, yeah, it's the runaway factor.
Yeah,
but
I'd like
that's
it-
why
yeah.
you.
It's
you
too
gotta-
easy to do.
You got to
that.
learn.
Yeah, and
Once you start getting those priests, it's just too easy to keep getting more and more and overbid everyone all the time.
also the game board itself
Should be like a limit. On
is
it.
modular. You notice down here in the bottom corner, this has a 5. This is if it's a
Oh, yeah.
5-player game, you
Good
use
idea.
this side. If it's not a 5-player game, 2, 3, and 4 players, you use this side. So the map is actually smaller for a smaller player game, so you don't have so much territory to get across to get to the other
There
guys.
is forced interaction.
Yep.
There's not enough islands to make the metropolises.
Yep.
You have to expand.
I'll give Cyclades a 7. It's really quickly, you see that there is that Zeus runaway factor, and that is a bit of a game breaker, but how do you legislate that? You can't say you just can't take Zeus 3 times in a row. It's like, well, why not?
Yeah.
I got the money for it. I should be able to do it. So in that's
And
like
if that's
you
what's
basically
left, you're stuck with it. Yeah.
everybody has to be on the same page of the level of skill they're playing at to know
Yes.
what not to do. And the fact that out of the box some of the pieces were broken.
Quite a few of them.
It's annoying, but again, it's like with Betrayal at House on the Hill. I enjoy the game enough that I don't mind the minor niggling things about some pieces being broken. That it's a
Yeah.
good game. It's really a pretty game.
Oh, yeah.
You put this on the table, you're going to like it. It's not too big for your table, so you're not going to have too much trouble getting it on there. It's not a hugely deep game. Okay, so that's it for another episode of The Gamer's Table, and we will see you next week when we will be reviewing Heroescape. So expect the table to be full.
Yeah.
See you, bye. Here's some money, you pathetic loser. Now try again.